why does Kyle Pitts continue to be a topic of discussion off the field with a lot of the fan base and a lot of the content creators?
Because
I
he was
think
a number 4 overall pick. That's it.
There you go.
That's
he
That's
was
the
it.
key
he was
to
the
But
number
but
four
but
there you
what's
go.
not
overall pick.
taken
Okay.
now, don't get me wrong. I like Kyle Pitts, but in this offense, a 3 wide receiver scheme offense, I'm cool with Charlie Warner and Joshua Simon if we trade Kyle Pitts. Now, if we keep Kyle Pitts, that's just more icing on the cake. I see Ray getting less touches this year with Michael Penix Jr.
I agree with that. But I want to go back a little bit. I want to go back a lot because I keep hearing the Kyle Pitts Julio Jones comparisons, and I'm not talking about the comparisons as far as the type of athletes they are or what they do, what they can do on the field. I'm talking about the comparisons to their positioning on the team because for some reason a narrative was drawn a long time ago. I don't know about who. I can't go back to the source of it, but a narrative was drawn that Kyle Pitts was meant to be the replacement for Julio Jones. Does anybody on the panel agree with that?
Well, with
So
that Blackberry, I agree. So when they
I
drafted
agree.
him, he was a replacement for like superstar, not position wise. The next star we supposed to have, that's where they looked at him. The reason why we got him at number 4 overall. We thought we needed that star because we knew Julio was gone. So
no,
we brought him
remember
in.
we ain't know Julio was leaving after the draft.
Yeah,
No,
Julio
no,
was
no.
gone afterwards.
We knew he was gonna get gone before the draft. That's the reason why they went up and got Kyle Pitts.
But how? Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Will. And this ain't to put you on the spot, or nothing, but how do you know that? How do you know that they knew they was gonna part from Julio
We
before the
forget about
draft?
all the conversation that were going on, all the conversation that were going on beforehand. When Julio didn't want to talk to the coach and nothing like that. When the show, matter of fact, when the Shannon Sharp show was before the draft. When he put him out, that was before the draft.
No,
Before we went and
no, it
got
wasn't.
Kyle
It was
Pitts.
after. It was after.
That was in May, Big Will.
That was in
That
May.
was after the draft. We already had Kyle Pitts.
It
But
was
y'all
May
remember
21st.
what? Y'all remember rumors were coming out that Julio was not talking to the coaches or nothing, bro. When Arthur Smith first got hired, he didn't like the fact that they fired Dan Quinn. It was rumors out there. We got to go back and remember. We got to go remember that the dude that was he already shown he wasn't gonna be goddamn cooperative with this coaching staff. Because you remember when Arthur Smith came in, he said everybody got to work, and Dan Quinn spoiled this man to having days off, so he felt entitled. He didn't
So
want to. He didn't feel like he had to work. He didn't feel like he had to work. He proved
when
himself enough that he didn't have to work,
when
and
did he
that's
get
why
that
they
new
knew they had to.
contract?
Right.
So what?
And that's
It
what it
wasn't
was.
about the. I thought that shit was about the
Julio,
contract.
Julio
Right.
Jones didn't want
Well,
to start over. That was the whole thing. He didn't want to start over. Think about it. We was going from a 22 personnel offense to a 2 tight end offense. We were switching
when nothing
everything.
gonna change with him, Jordan Texas boy. He the number one receiver. Don't nothing change. I don't care what scheme you change. Don't nothing change with that number one receiver. You gonna get that. You gonna be the
Right,
first thought.
right.
You gonna be the
But Big
first
Will,
thought.
remember, Julio Jones is already mad about the Dan Quinn shit. So he wasn't even trying to listen to what Arthur Smith was
That
saying.
that's the point right there, Jordan Texas boy. He was mad about Arthur. Your boy Dan Quinn getting fired. He didn't want shit to do with Arthur Smith.
Because
That's what
think about
made
it.
them.
Think about that
Yeah.
2020 season. We were set. We had Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Kyle Pitts, and I want to say Mike Davis before we traded Julio.
No, I think we still had was Rusty Gage still on the team?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Because
And
remember,
Zakia?
Kyle Pitts was to replace Austin Hooper.
I
Austin
thought we
Hooper had
had
left.
Hayden Hurst then.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. Oh no. See, yes. Okay, boom. That's what it was. We had picked up Hayden Hurst in 2019, but signed Pitts in 2020.
All right. So
Right. Yeah, y'all forget that's the point. Y'all forget about we had Hayden Hurst.
okay, so wait a
Y'all
minute.
we had Hayden
Wait,
Hurst.
think about this. Consider this, y'all. Consider this. Not trying to change nobody's minds, but consider this. You can count on your hand the amount of receivers that spent more than 11 years with the team they was drafted to. Do y'all know that?
That's it.
There's Michael Irvin, there's Larry Fitzgerald, Jerry Rice, and some dude played for the Patriots for a long time, but he was more of a special teams guy. Uh, I can't think of his name. Michael Slayton or some shit like that. But I got it saved on here, but I can't go off this damn. If I go off the page on this app, it's gonna fuck up. But you can count on your hands out of what 60 some years of the NFL. You can count on your hands the amount of receivers spent more than 11 seasons with their drafted football team.
Well, 11 years is a big number though, Blackberry. That's unicorn numbers, dog.
No,
Everybody
no.
ain't playing 11 seasons though.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute though. Julio was going into his 11 seasons in 2021. He was going into that 11 season. And when I go back and I look at when I go back and I go down the list of number one receivers with franchises over the years, what I come across is between that 8 to 10 season time frame, 8 season to 10 season time frame, most franchises are figuring out how to move on from that receiver. Probably not in the way I'm saying it. Probably more in the way of saying it like, what are they more valuable to us as a trade asset, or are they more valuable to us as a winning asset? I think most teams they have to juggle that between that 8 to 10 season time frame. So when the rumors started circulating about Julio getting traded, that's accurate for a guy going into his 11th season with the franchise. So when I asked the question before, because I asked this a while ago, well, isn't that normal for trade rumors to circulate a 10-year veteran at receiver? Isn't that normal? Why would
Yes,
Julio
especially
get
after that
upset
championship
about
window is
trade
closed.
Even,
rumors?
even with the trade rumors, niggas, it don't even have to be 11 year. We ain't seen it where it be 3 year, 4 year veteran who getting out that ball and be in trade rumble because team gonna call and ask about you. They wouldn't do their job in way they don't call and ask. It's
Yep, and
our
we was
job
in
to
a
take those
rebuild.
phone calls. It's our job to take those phone calls. That's the part of the NFL. Julio Jones was just in his bitch ass feelings about the situation.
Yep. Julio Jones was mad about starting over, but we needed to. That championship window was closed. That championship window was closed. There was no point but to rebuild this team. We should have did it in 2017 after we lost to the Eagles, but we didn't.
It was a little long overdue, to be on the cool. Julio was
No,
at the end of his career on the cool.
but the reason I say that, 15, we started over. We went 8-8 Super Bowl. We made it to the playoffs in 2017. When we lost to the Eagles, that's when they should have blew it up.
I
In
wouldn't say
2018,
necessarily
or
blew
you
it
could say
up. We should have
2018.
been. I wouldn't say blew it
I
up. We
wouldn't
should have been
say
working on it because we
I
had
wouldn't
after that Eagles loss, we should have drafted a fucking backup quarterback for the
Fact.
future of Matt Ryan. We should have been did that. We should have
But
been
but
had some old linemen.
But then again, you got to think about that era of quarterback play. They was riding on the quarterbacks until the wheels fell off. Matt Ryan never had an injury. The only reason Peyton Manning got let go was because of the neck injury. The man came back and won a Super Bowl. You got to think about that era of quarterback play. I'm finna ride this quarterback until this quarterback can't throw no more. Okay, think about the Cowboys and Tony Romo. I'll be damned about let you go to another team. Your ass gonna retire.
That's just the era of stubborn ass GMs don't want to come into reality. Because we had a stubborn ass GM who will go get tier 3 and tier 4 offensive linemen and make them starters and get them starting money. Knowing damn well we always needed a quarterback, a bad couple. We never did. Well, we had Matt Schaub. I take that lie back. We had Matt Schaub.
He was good at getting. He was good at getting. What you call them?
Diamond in the rough ass player.
What you call them, motherfucker?
What we talking about? Thomas Demetro?
Yeah, he was good at getting the specialty players. He was good at that. He was not good at getting them trench players. He couldn't do it.
No.
For some reason, he couldn't bring them in. The trench player, he couldn't do it.
The Metro tried to bring that Patriot way to Atlanta, and it didn't work.
Hold on, the Patriots way, they got trenches. They Bill Belichick live in the trenches.
Facts.
Both sides of the ball, he gonna have the trench set for anything. When Tommy Dimitrov was good, he was more on the name brand type players, like the specialty player, like I was saying, like you know what I'm saying, like receivers and quarterbacks and shit. He was good at that, but he wasn't good at building them trenches. That was his downfall.
I don't think he tried. Every person we brought into the trench was out their prime. I don't think he fucking tried.
Right. He cared about the specialty player. He cared about special player, and he was terrible at contract negotiation. He was terrible.
Man, awful as hell. Ain't no way in hell we paid Devontae Freeman over Tevin Coleman. I'm still pissed off.
Man, it ain't no way we paid Devontae Freeman before we paid Matt Ryan.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was great.
Yeah, I get it.
He could have kept both of them running backs. Think about the contract that Tevin Coleman got when he left here. We can afford that contract. He could have kept both of them running back. The running back role was deadly as a duo. It was not one back better than the other. They was deadly as a duo.
I can give you two running backs I wish we would have kept. Anton Smith and Quadri Anderson. I wish we would have kept both of them.
Who you say?
Quadri Anderson.
That nigga couldn't stay healthy though. He couldn't stay healthy.
I'm going in and out. I don't think it. I'm back. Which one could stay healthy? Anton Smith.
Yeah, Anton. He couldn't stay healthy. That's why he wasn't on the team. Anton couldn't stay healthy at all.
I thought because we had ain't thinking look Jacquizz Rodgers. If I'm saying that nigga name right.
See that's what the problem. That's what Jacquizz. Yeah, that little bit of monster. That little bit of hamster running back.
Jacquizz Rodgers. Yeah.
But see,
that's the thing folks fail to realize. It always been a good running back room. It's just going back to the point where we running back by committee now, instead of having that one beat down there running back that you run into the ground. You're going back to the traditional where you have three running backs in the room. You know what I'm saying? Instead of using that one running back.
All right, but let's get back to this Kyle Pitts situation.
Ah, shit.
Let's get back to this situation, because I keep hearing it being argued that fans want Kyle Pitts to deliver these Julio Jones stats, and they not happy until they get Julio Jones stats. But wait a minute, that's what's being argued, but I don't hear nobody else giving a rebuttal. You see what I'm saying?
The only rebuttal is he was the number 4th overall pick. That's it. That's the only. And from what he did his rookie season, when we ain't have a wide receiver to save our fucking life, just like the damn Raiders. Who else do they have besides Boyers? Nobody.
But follow me here.
I almost called Brock Bowers Blake Bortles.
Follow me here. I think I done did that one time before too. But follow me here. See, I'm looking at this from this point of view, right? They draft Kyle Pitts in April 1st, 2021. The argument is being made that Kyle Pitts is meant to be the replacement for Julio Jones, and fans that think that want Kyle Pitts to give you Julio Jones production. And because he's not giving you that, then therefore he's a bust or something like that. That's what's being argued from content creator standpoints. I don't see anybody on the other side of that argument, which means most of them are really arguing that with themselves. Because when I look at the truth is Kyle Pitts was drafted into an offense that still consisted of Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley. It still consisted of those two guys. And though rumors are circulating, see, I'm going to bring this back. Though rumors are circulating about Julio Jones being traded, he's going into his 11th season with this team, which means it's normal. Based over the course of time, it's normal for teams to be entertaining trade rumors for their number one receivers.
Especially when you in a rebuild. That's what folks
wait a minute.
ain't talking about.
I'm glad you said that, Georgia Texas boy, because per the words of Arthur Smith, that is and Terry Fontenot, that is why they drafted Kyle Pitts, because they were not in a rebuild. So what that tells me is they didn't have any intention on trading Julio Jones prior to drafting Kyle Pitts.
No, they didn't.
If we want to say that that's a lie, then that's your opinion that they're lying. But from what we were told, what was reported, and what actually happened, Kyle Pitts was meant to be in addition to an offense consisting of Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley, not the replacement of Julio
Arthur
Jones.
Smith.
Can I add something?
Arthur Smith wanted to work with Julio. That's why he took the job. He wanted to work with Julio. The thing that made
my fault.
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead. Let Jay Holland go. Go ahead.
Now, I'm gonna say the whole purpose of Arthur Smith coming here is because he had some fucking weapons. Because everybody knew we didn't have no fucking money.
No, we brought Arthur Smith here to improve that run game.
Well, the reason he took the job was because he had Julio. He seen Julio on there. That would have made that run game more dangerous. The thing is, what made it like so much of importance to go up and get Kyle Pitts at number 4 is because Julio was goddamn. He didn't want to work with his staff, dog. We was going to
think about it. We had a passing attack. We couldn't run the ball for shit. Think about it. We had Matt Ryan, Julio, Calvin Ridley, Russell Gage, and at that time, Hayden Hurst. We was throwing the ball everywhere. We couldn't run the ball for nothing. That was the whole point of bringing Arthur Smith to Atlanta.
And the whole thing, exactly, the whole thing that was finna happen. I really believe we was going defense. We was going defense in that draft, bro. I'm telling you. By Julio not wanting to talk to the goddamn new coaches, nor the GM, they had to pivot, bro. They had to go get Kyle Pitts. We was going defense. Our offense was set.
But listen.
Our offense was set.
Listen to what I said earlier, though, Will. they are Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith are both on record for saying that they were not in a rebuild.
Right. That's what I'm telling you, Black Bear. We
And
had the offense set.
we
They
had the
already thought
offense
about this.
set with
Right.
Julio Jones in it,
Right.
with Kyle
Right.
Pitts in it,
No, not
with
Kyle Pitts,
Calvin.
but I'm saying, listen,
No,
listen. We got
wait,
to think
no,
about.
no, no. Wait a minute.
I'm
But
talking
I'm
about. We got to
telling
go
you
back and
from
think, Black Bear. We got to go back and
I'm
think.
gonna give you the article to go read where after the draft, this was them being quoted by to NBC Sports. Terry Fontenot and Archie Smith. Hold on 1 minute. Go ahead. Go, say what you're gonna say. I'll be
Hold
right
on,
back.
no, 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 hold on, Black Bear. You heard what you just said? You said after the draft. Of course they gonna say that like they was planning to draft Kyle Pitts all along, but they wasn't. The reason Arthur Smith took this job because he had Julio, he had Calvin Ridley, he had Hayden Hurst. They already had the offensive set. He
He
came to
had Matt
build that
Ryan.
run game. He came to build that run game up. He thought
I'm
his
telling you,
offense was already set. They was
our
going
run game
defense
was
in that
ass.
draft. I'm
20,
telling you.
2019, our run
Right.
game was ass.
Y'all go back and look at that shit. We was set at offense. That's why I believe we was gonna go defense that draft. I promise y'all, dog, we
All
had to
right.
pivot.
One of the reasons we
We had
ain't
to
take
Y'all,
pivot.
Michael Parsons because Michael Parsons was listed as an inside linebacker. He was not drafted as an edge.
can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we heard
Yeah,
Can
you.
y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
yeah,
got
good.
All right. This article.
We
This is the
got you, bro. You heard what you saying though, bro. You said they said that after the draft. Of course they gonna say that,
yo
Blackbeard.
yo.
They got to make it
Trust me.
seem like they was planning
This
on that. I'm talking about
everything you
before the
say.
draft.
Everything you saying right now. This article gonna prove my point. Everything you saying, this article gonna go against what you're saying. And this article was May 5th, 2021 by Miles Simmons. All right, with NBC Sports. I'm gonna read this verbatim for y'all. Falcons head coach Arthur Smith has been adamant that Atlanta is not undergoing a rebuild, which is part of why the club selected tight end Kyle Pitts at number 4 overall instead of a quarterback. So when Pitts was available after the first 3 picks, there was no question what Atlanta would do. Now, this is them quoting Terry Fontenot. No way we weren't drafting Kyle Pitts right there on the clock, General Manager Terry Fontenot said during an interview with Sirius XM NFL Radio. Look, I talked to a lot of former general managers just in general and just people I respect in the business, coaches, etc. And everyone else would have made that same pick. So
Exactly.
you're right, Will. They did not intend to draft Kyle Pitts initially. And they did pivot to drafting him, but it was on draft night that they made the pivot, not prior to draft night.
And the reason why they made that pivot is because they knew Julio Jones was not being cooperative, bro. That's what I'm
All right,
saying.
now
Well,
let me
That's
shit,
what I'm
finish.
saying.
if
Wait a
that's the
minute, I'm
case,
glad.
if Julio Jones wasn't being proactive, then I would have did everything to trade up for fucking Jamar Chase.
But you know they did when they drafted for Kyle Pitts, they didn't see him as a tight end. They seen him as a
Let,
weapon.
let
That's the
me
first thing
finish.
they were
Let
saying.
me finish reading the article. Let me finish. Because every time you say something, the article finna have something for you. All right, now quote it again. Terry Fontenot. We did have an open line and we listened to teams. And you have to listen and see if there's going to be compensation that knocks your socks off. So we listened and we didn't have any offers that really moved the meter in that way. So we were really excited about selecting that player. So he's admitting to listening to offers to either get the number for somebody to move up and take the number 4 spot, or for an offer for Julio Jones, for whoever, Calvin Ridley, whoever. They was listening to teams in general, but they did nothing caught their ear. So they still selected Kyle Pitts. This is in the spirit still of having Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley on your team.
What
Okay,
have
now I'm
you
gonna
learned
finish.
about hold on, Blackberry. What have you learned
All
about
right.
Terry Fontenot right now since you know him?
that he a shrewd, sly criminal.
And you can't trust shit that motherfucker say. And you're reading me an article that came after the draft saying this. What? Come on, Blackberry. Come on, Blackberry.
I trust what he say right before,
Come on,
right
man.
before they. No, listen. I trust what he say right before they make a move, and I trust what he say afterwards about the move. Because everything he said right the week of a draft or the week of somebody getting picked up in free agency, he told us he was gonna do it that same fucking week. So if he's telling me after the fact that no, he was there, so we took him. That means he didn't plan on Kyle Pitts being there at number 4 to be able to select. It was not the plan. He is not meant to replace Julio Jones. Let me finish. I'm gonna finish the article. Y'all still there? Let me know you can hear me.
Good.
All right, I'm gonna finish the article. Now it says Pitt should immediately upgrade the receiving corps. This is in 2021, so it's gonna be talking in past tense. Pitt should immediately upgrade a receiving corps that, at least for now, includes stars Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley. But if the Falcons end up with an offer for Jones they can't refuse, then Pitt's presence should soften the blow of losing their top pass catcher. So this article support everything, right? It support whether or not Julio Jones was rumored to be traded. Yes, he was rumored to be traded. But like I said, that's normal for a guy coming into his 11th season with a franchise. That's normal. Second, the pivot to get Pitts was the night of, meaning they weren't counting on Pitts being there to be the replacement for Julio Jones. And they're on record for stating that they were listening to offers that night. Nothing met that. What they said? Nothing. We did have an open line, and we listened to those teams, and we have to listen and see if there's going to be compensation that knocks your socks off. So we listened, and we didn't have any offers that really moved the meter in that way. They're admitting that they're listening to offers because it's normal for that trade rumor to be happening for a 10th, 11th season veteran with a franchise. That's normal. This isn't something that's going to upset. That's not something that's going to upset Julio Jones. It's like we've been saying. With Julio, he's even admitted to saying it was about Dan Quinn and the firing of Dan Quinn while they ended up parting ways, Julio and the Falcons. They didn't want to listen to him, listen to his outlook and his views on them firing Dan Quinn. They didn't want to listen to it because they didn't feel like they needed to, because they didn't. And he didn't like that. He got in his feelings. That's why I say Julio Jones is still one of them dudes that ain't grew the fuck up. He still got a lot of growing up to do, because the coddledness, he was still being coddled for too long as an adult human being. Still being told yes by too many people. Still not being held accountable by too many people. So he's still ignorant to a lot of what it means to accept when something is out of your control. And that's why we are where we are today with Julio Jones, in a nutshell. What y'all got on that?
I agree with you, Blackberry.
I agree. Dan Quinn baby the shit out of him. Dan there feel like he come to practice when he want to, take out plays and other fuck he feel like it. Yeah.
They all did. You got to remember, man. Dan Quinn learned that right there from Pete Carroll, a players type coach. But I feel like the whole thing with Dan Quinn, when Shanahan left, you supposed to make one of them assistants and assistant head coach to be the new OC. That's where he fucked up at. He didn't do that. He allowed Shanahan to take everybody with him. You supposed to make one of those passing coordinators, whatever. They was supposed to be the new OC before we went after Sarkisian or Dirk Cutter.
I mean, hey,
Can't argue that. Can't argue that.
you have to. I'm just. I want there to be I want there to be an understanding between the fan base and the content creating world, where a lot of times, and this is the understanding I want the fans to have about content creating. A lot of times, some content creators get fixed on what a few people might say in a chat, in their opinion. And because they want to respond to it and take it live and make a video about it or something like that, now it's become generalized. Even though they may say that person's name specifically, but because when talking about it, they say the words y'all and they say the words the fans and y'all got to stop this, y'all got to. Now it's become a generalized outlook that's being placed on the fan base. That's not true. It might just be the opinion of a handful of fans that decided to voice it in a group chat or on another live, on another podcast or whatever. But that doesn't make it the general outlook of the fan base. I don't truly believe that most Falcons fans think that Julio Jones, that Kyle Pitts should be giving you Julio Jones numbers. I do not believe most of the
Hell
fan
nah.
base thinks that at
Hell
all.
nah. Hell nah.
I don't believe that not one bit that most of the fan base believes that.
They ain't even the same type player.
That just seen the year one stats he put up. And we drafted
Right,
him early and they seen he a unicorn, so they want to see some unicorn shit.
right. They want him to live up to some kind of expectation that the media put on him, but not really understanding that expectation. When I say the Julio Jones problem, I'm not saying it in a way as he's a problem on his team. He's a problem in conversation when we're talking about the evolution of the team. Because if I say I trade the shit out Kyle Pitts right now, a lot of people take that and run with Julio Blakberry hating on Kyle Pitts. When I've said plenty of times this offseason, I think he would flourish in this offense. I think this offense would be awesome with Kyle Pitts. I truly believe that. But I believe something even more. I believe this offense will click just fine without him. And I think because I still think a lot of teams think that he can give you what the expectations was by the media with him coming into the league. Because I still think teams like Buffalo, Kansas City, the Jets, while I still think teams like that still believe that he can provide that kind of production, I also believe he holds great value, which means we can make an area of this team even better and get a more bona fide, solidified, done cut his teeth interior defensive lineman, known for pushing the pocket, known for disrupting plays, known for coming up clutch. That's the type of value that a Kyle Pitts may still carry to another offense. They may think, man, the defense been good, i.e. New York Jets. The defense been good. Why we can't figure this shit out on offense? Well, we done took a chance on Justin Fields. We done took a chance with him. We done went and took a chance. We still got Wilson, at least for this season. Why not see if we can make this offense a little bit better and give up some on defense? Let's give up some on defense. Let's give up maybe they okay with giving up their best interior defensive line. Maybe the Kansas City Chiefs look at Pittsburgh. Look at how many people they got that goddamn pay this offseason. I mean this season. Maybe they okay with parting ways with an interior defensive lineman. Because surely they don't win all in. They trying to win right now, which is what we about to, which is which is quite the damn transition here into topics. I done threw myself an alley because what if the Pittsburgh Steelers are at that level of desperation where they actually sacrifice some on defense? And I ain't talking about TJ Watt for anybody get excited.
No, they did. When they traded Minka Fitzpatrick, that's
Yeah,
only to give TJ Watt a contract.
They
yeah.
traded Big Fitzpatrick to get Jalen Ramsey. But they also now, from the look good, they gonna get Jonnu Smith out the deal too.
But think about it. With wide receiver Pittsburgh got none. So now what Arthur Smith finna do? He finna try to go back to that 2 tight end set.
They got DK Metcalf.
Oh yeah, damn, I forgot about DK.
Well, shit, you just went receiver.
Well, shit, and now they got 3 big ass tight ends on one team.
Right.
You said DK a tight end? That's what you say?
Hey, but low key, this might be Mike Tomlin last year. Could they pass the keys over to Arthur Smith?
Hell no.
Listen, man, if it ain't air apparent right now that if Mike Tomlin don't win the Super Bowl this year, he probably gone after 2025. You gotta look at all the signs here. Apologize if that was loud, that truck going by. But you gotta look at all the signs here. The Pittsburgh Steelers been doing very uncharacteristic things that past 3 seasons. Very uncharacteristic things. They trying to match Band-Aid. They trying to put a Band-Aid over issues they got by going and getting star talent in free agency and trading for star talent in the trade blocks. That's not a Pittsburgh Steelers approach. A Pittsburgh Steelers approach has always been to draft and develop their own guys to try to win. But he had to think at some point it was gonna get to where the damn Hines family, whoever they is, it had to get to a point where they was gonna be like, okay, you know what? We love you, Mike, but it ain't enough for you to just be above 500 year after year. We want some more gold around here. We want to put up some more banners, some more trophies. And what you doing is starting to look like it done hit a wall. So I think they done gave him ample opportunity to put back a winning product. And when I say win, I'm talking about championships. To put back a championship team together in Pittsburgh. This is last hurrah, in my opinion. This is his last hurrah. They making a lot of moves that they do not typically make. Very uncharacteristic of a Pittsburgh Steelers team. That's why I wouldn't be surprised if they hollered at us about Kyle Pitts, especially considering he ain't in no big contract yet, and he going into a contract year. If you can get winning out of Kyle Pitts, if you can put a winning product on the field with a Kyle Pitts before he get paid big money, and you sacrifice a little bit more on defense by giving the Atlanta Falcons some defense or a defensive tackle or an interior defensive lineman that's gonna make a difference on their team. Not the same conference. Don't play them this year.
No, they just got Jonnu Smith. They ain't
sense.
getting Kyle Pitts.
And they got Donnell White.
Yeah, they just got Jonnu Smith. They ain't getting Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, but who they offensive coordinator?
I know that they already got 4 damn tight ends over there. They got 4 over there already.
And they got Michael Pruitt.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You trying to tell me that Arthur Smith wouldn't go for a Kyle Pitts, wouldn't want a Kyle Pitts to add to his lineup?
I'm trying to tell you, Pittsburgh ain't gonna let that happen.
So why go after Kyle Pitts?
Because they trying to win now.
You already got 2 tight ends better than Kyle Pitts. So why waste your time with Kyle Pitts?
You said
you got 2 tight ends that's better than Kyle Pitts.
They got 4 tight ends, dog.
So what about the other 2? So what about the other 2?
They got Pruitt, they got Washington, and they got goddamn
Furman. The Pat Furman was supposed to be like a George Kittle type.
Who? Tell me the 2. Okay, Furman and you say it 2 tight ends over there that you
Darnell Washington.
Jonnu Smith, Darnell Washington, Pruitt, and the one he just said. They are not gonna sign goddamn. They not finna sign Kyle Pitts. They not doing it. That'll be stupid as shit.
Unless Arthur Smith want to fix his mistakes and make Kyle Pitts a wide receiver in Pittsburgh.
And that'll be stupid as shit because Kyle Pitts' routes ain't even that crispy to be no wide receiver.
Thank you. And that's the whole point, that Charlie Warner and Joshua Simon can give us the same production that Kyle Pitts gave us last year.
They can't clear out routes like Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts the clear out guy. You forgot that. If Kyle Pitts gone, guess what happened? All that pressure going to it.
It's this scheme. No matter who the tight end is, the tight end always gonna clear out in this scheme. This is a 3 wide receiver scheme.
Yeah,
this is not a 2 tight end.
Well, tight end has never been a clear out route in the Rams scheme, bro. Not in the Rams scheme, no.
Tyler Higbee gave you the same production that Kyle Pitts did last year.
To be a clear out runner, you got to be somebody who they willing to put their defense on, bro.
A tight end is a clear out in almost every damn offense.
The defense got to respect you for you to be a clear out route, bro.
They got to respect their assignments.
They got to respect you, bro.
Think about the Rams offense. They was worried about Puka. They was worried about Cooper Kupp. They was worried about DeMarcus Robinson. Wasn't nobody worried about Tyler Higbee.
Kupp was the clear out route. That's why Puka got so big, bro. Y'all got to pay attention. Kupp was the guy that they focused their defense on. So Puka became that goddamn star because nobody paid attention to him. Nobody paid attention to Puka.
Time out. Do you know what a clear out means?
What?
Do you know what a clear out means?
Yes, it's a distraction to the defense, bro. It's a distraction to the defense to get somebody else open, bro. That's what clear outs really is about, bro. It's to get somebody else open. You don't use no scrub to be a clear out. That's just like saying you're going to use your fullback to be a clear out. Come on, Blakberry. Come on now.
If the fullback coming out the backfield up the seam, he just might be a clear out.
So you going to put your best linebacker on the fullback.
It depends on the formation. If your assignment, if the middle linebacker assignment is to take the fullback coming out the backfield up the seam, if he do his assignment, then
Kyle Pitt was running wide receiver routes, Blakberry. Kyle Pitt was running wide receiver routes, bro.
I'm using the example you gave. You said
you're using basic defensive strategy instead of clear out.
Football.
When they doing clear out routes, they don't use scrub to run clear out routes, Blakberry. Come on, bro. They never use scrub to run clear out routes.
Bruh,
Because the defense ain't gonna
football
fall
is
for that shit.
always never that complicated. Football is always never that complicated.
So
If
if the Kansas City, hold on, Blackberry. If Kansas City running the clear out route, who are they using to clear out?
a clear out can come from anywhere. It
No,
depends on the
bro. Who are they
formation.
using? Who are they using to clear out
It can
to
be
make space?
anybody. It
They
can be
gonna use Kelsey.
anybody.
They gonna use Kelsey, bro. They're
It can
gonna
be
use Kelsey.
Kelsey.
You gonna
It could have
use somebody
it
that
could
the
have been
defense gonna
Lazard.
attract to, bro.
It
You
could have
gonna
been
use somebody.
it could have been anybody.
Oh, all
It could
right,
have been Rice. It could have been
all right.
anybody. It depends on the play and the formation.
Chat, y'all tell me who y'all think the clear out route is in the offense. Y'all tell me who y'all think the clear out route will be. Who would
It
you
could
be
be
more
different
afraid
depending on
of?
the scheme because Big Will, just like earlier, you were saying that Joshua Simon and Charlie Warner couldn't be the clear out like Kyle Pitts. So it really just depends on the scheme and the player. But like you
So you're
and
not finna
K,
use Ray Ray. You're not finna use Ray Ray as a clear out. Why y'all think Ray Ray was so wide open, bro? Because you're not
Listen,
using Ray Ray to be a clear out
listen,
route.
listen,
Y'all forgetting the reason why they use
listen,
clear out, bro.
listen to me. Listen to me. If you line Kyle Pitts out wide, put Drake London in the slot, and got somebody else out wide on the other end, and you got a dual backfield. If they been if the number one receiver been following Drake London all day, and the safety's been staying over the top in a cover two, if that's been the case all day long, if you put Kyle Pitts out wide, and everybody on defense stay in their assignment, and Kyle Pitts run a 4 route, he run a short end dead, and Drake London run a 9. Who the clear out guy?
That ain't the point of the clear out, bro.
I'm
Think about it.
asking you. This is a
If
legit
you're playing
play.
Bill
This is
Belichick,
a
bro.
legit
If
play.
you're
What?
playing
Who is the
Backberry,
clear out?
hold
I
on.
just
If you're
answer the
playing, if
question. Who
you're
the clear
playing
out in that
Bill
scenario?
Belichick, if you're playing Bill Belichick and he decided to take away your top receiver, he's doubling your top receiver. I'm not coming off him because you throw Kyle Pitts over there.
Which
I'm
is
still
Drake
gonna double
London.
him. I'm
So,
still
like
gonna
I
double him.
said, it depends on the formation and it depends
Oh
on the
no, it don't.
assignment.
It don't, bro.
Like
It don't.
you just
It
said it.
don't.
You're not gonna
I'm
come
not
off
fin.
Drake
I just
London just
told you
because
I'm
they
not
put
finna come out
Kyle
Drake
Pitts
London
over there.
because you put if Drake London the threat, I'm focusing on the threat. Now, if you use Drake London to clear up space for Kyle Pitts, I understand that argument, Blackberry.
Then he
I
the clear
understand that
out. So
argument,
then
Blackberry, because he
you
doubled.
just admitted what I was
What are you
saying.
saying?
You just
No, bro.
admitted it.
No, I didn't. I went opposite what you're saying, bro.
No, you did. You just proved my point.
No, sir. If you
I
just said, hold on. You just said if Drake London, if the focus on this offense, that's the guy you'll use for your clear out, Blackberry, not Kyle Pitts. I'm gonna use Drake London because I know they doubling him. I'm gonna
okay.
put Kyle Pitts on that same side so Kyle Pitts can be open behind Drake London because I know the focus of the defense is on
Drake
Drake
will clear
London.
out. Okay, so let me give a different
So what are
scenario.
you saying then, bro? You're not
Okay,
using a scrub.
you said
You're not using a scrub for a clear out, Blackbeard.
who's the scroll? Okay,
You're
if they
not
on
gonna
the
use a
field,
scrub for the clear out.
if they on the field, then a defensive player has an assignment to them.
And I'm telling
If they
you, the
on the
defense
field,
was
they
more
not a
afraid
scroll.
of Kyle Pitts. The defense was more afraid of Kyle Pitts last year, bro. That's why Ray was getting open so much. That's
So
what I'm
okay,
trying to
all
tell
right.
you, bro.
So you telling me if it's Ray McCloud instead of Drake London in that scenario?
If you're
If
trying to
it
get Drake London open
if it's
and you
Ray
use Ray
instead?
McCloud, it's not gonna work.
No,
It's
I
not
didn't.
gonna work.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I didn't say nothing about getting them open. I said this is just about running a play. This ain't about scheming to get nobody open or none of that. A
What the
clear
hell
out.
y'all at, chat? Where y'all at, chat? Speak, talk, somebody.
If that's Ray in that situation and not Drake London, and Ray run a 9, the safety been sitting over the top all day long. You telling me if you send Kyle Pitts on a post corner over there out wide that safety gonna drop to Kyle Pitts and let Ray run right past him?
Ray gonna be wide the fuck open. Damn right. That's what's gonna happen. If the focus of the
So
defense
it's a
is on
busted
Kyle
coverage.
Pitts, if the focus on the defense is Kyle Pitts, Ray gonna be wide. It ain't for the safety to cover goddamn Ray.
All right.
That's for the nickel back to
The
cover
point
Ray.
of the clear route. The
That's for the
point of the
nickel
clear
back.
route. The point of the clear route is to get other receivers open. Now, it don't matter if it's Kyle Pitts running these tight end plays that are meant to be clear routes. It don't matter if it's him because everybody keeps saying he's being a tight end. That's what they say. That's what everybody that want to jump to his defense. That's what they're saying. They say he's running tight end routes. He's being a tight end. So if it's tight end routes in tight end assignments, then it don't matter what tight end there because defenses have to play their assignment. They're going to play their assignment regardless of who it is. This ain't receivers who can beat you on the sideline and running multiple routes on the route tree. So you give them special attention so they don't catch you slipping. This is a tight end running tight end plays, being a clear out as
That is
tight
not
ends
what the
typically
defense
do.
saying. That is not what the defense saying. So if you send Charlie Warner out there, you mean to tell me they're gonna send two people at Charlie Warner so Drake London can get open?
They not sending two people at Kyle Pitts.
They was doubling Kyle Pitt. Oh, Blackberry. What game
Safety
you
sit over
watching?
the safety
What
sit over
games
the
were you
top
watching?
in the middle of the defense. That's what they do.
He wasn't in the middle on most of his routes, Blackberry. He was on the outside, bro.
The middle of the defense is between the tackles, bro. If the safety sitting over the top in the middle of the defense, in most cases anyway, it's easy. You not getting a tight end that's double. You just getting a safety that's sitting over the top of the defense. Most of the time, Kyle Pitts was not being doubled.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Drake
Oh,
London
I don't
was
know if we
double more
watching the
than
same
Kyle
game,
Pitts.
Blackberry. I don't know if we watching the same game, Blackberry.
Drake London
Kyle
was
Pitt was
double
being
more
double.
than Kyle Pitts.
No, he
I didn't
wasn't.
say he
No, he
wasn't being
wasn't, bro.
doubled. I said he wasn't being doubled as much as people trying to make it out.
He was Drake London was nowhere near being double more than Kyle Pitt, bro.
Yes, he was.
Oh my god.
Yes, he was.
What the hell the chat at? Why y'all so fucking quiet? Where y'all at? I
They
know
quiet
y'all
as
watch the
fuck.
same damn game. Where y'all at?
Ain't gonna lie, Big Will. He went double like that, bro.
He wasn't double like that, my guy. Look at Big Will won't come on live. Hey, you want to get Big Will to come on live? Ignore his ass. You want to get Big Will to show his face? Just ignore the hell out of him.
Cause I know we weren't watching the same game. Ain't no fucking way we watching the same game. Ain't no way.
Bro,
What I got
Ain't
to
no way.
say,
go ahead,
yep,
Jay Holler.
yep, they was doubling Kyle Pitts, and they made sure that
Like a
motherfucker was going
motherfucker.
on top of them. They was not having Kyle Pitts getting on top of them.
I
So
didn't say
I'm
they
assuming,
weren't doubling. I said they weren't doubling them as much as people trying to make it out the same.
I ain't putting that much emphasis, but Kyle Pitts is a nice ass reason why Ray and them asses got some yards.
He was a good reason why,
Thank
but
you.
they'll
Thank you.
just
So I ain't
Thank
any
putting that
you.
much
tight end,
emphasis on that.
any tight end in that position would have been not. I'm not gonna say equally as beneficial
Yeah,
to the
look,
team
you gonna adjust that
because
statement. I just got your game your ass
I didn't.
Kirk
I'm
that
not.
Warner motherfucker. I just gave you
I
him.
never said. I never said that he wasn't beneficial in his position. What I said was people are over stressing that shit. Like if it wasn't for Kyle Pitts, the offense wouldn't have thrived, which is false, is wrong, is not the truth. Because Drake London also was getting double more than Kyle Pitts, literally double, and not just a safety sitting over the top, but literally double more than Kyle Pitts. when Darnell Mooney was tearing their asses up in the first quarter of the season with all them deep digs and them deep crossing routes and them deep slants, when he was killing their asses with that shit, guess who they started doubling? Darnell Mooney. So people can miss me with this if it went for Kyle Pitts. Darnell Mooney and Drake London wouldn't have got what they got. Because a quarter of the season ain't but 4 games. So you trying to tell me for the rest of the for the other 12 games or 13 games that it was the Kyle Pitts show? Because it wasn't. Because as soon as the others demanded more attention and got it, you still didn't see Kyle Pitts take the fuck off. At some point, when do it become, we worry too much about Kyle Pitts, now let's get the attention on the other guys, and when the other guys start getting more attention, why Kyle Pitts numbers don't go up?
Can you repeat that last part one more time? Repeat that last part one more time.
If we start the season out with Kyle Pitts being the quote unquote clear out guy, and the other guys are getting all these targets and yards, it don't take but a quarter of the season for defenses to start to adjust. So through the goddamn roof, once some of the attention come off of him and go on to the other guys.
Right. So first half of the season, Kyle Pitts was showing out until ran out.
Hold up.
My fault.
When the other guys started showing out and he started to get open, who didn't throw him the damn ball? Who did not throw Kyle Pitts the damn ball when he wide the fuck open? Thank you. I rest my case. Let's go.
Damn, is anybody talking? I think my signal fucking up.
What the hell happened? Mic check.
Did everybody go on mute?
Yeah.
What happened?
Okay.
Okay.
Blakberry had to step away for a minute. Y'all go ahead, but like I was saying, bro.
My fault.
Like I was saying, bro, like when everybody else started to show out, when he was being the clear out route, when everybody else started to show out and they started getting some attention, and Kyle Pitts started to become wide ass open, did our dumbass quarterback throw him the ball?
Nope.
Man, y'all know Kirk
Cousins
still mad about number 8.
Running wide open. We seen this man running wide open, and the motherfucker didn't throw on the ball. So let's not. Come on, man. Come on now.
Listen, I done talked about already how I done talked about time and time again how Kyle Pitts got caught slipping by his quarterback. That's why his quarterback didn't throw the ball. I agree.
That ain't no excuse.
Everybody.
That ain't no excuse.
I agree that it's not an excuse not to throw him the ball, but to not hold Kyle Pitts accountable for that is also wrong. You still got to hold him accountable for getting caught slipping.
Hey,
so,
Matt Ryan hold motherfuckers accountable and never not throw them the ball. Matt Ryan cuts Julio Jones inside and still got the ball.
We did go multiple games.
Bro, I agree.
We did go multiple games where Kyle Pitts and get a target.
So if
I go 2 or 3 game stretch without getting a target, hell yeah, I might loaf. I'm in my feelings. You ain't throwing shit this way. I'm not gonna go 100% every play. You ain't nowhere.
That's unprofessional. But that's
unprofessional. Yeah, but it's unprofessional. But shit, nigga, also human.
It's unprofessional. But if the ideal, since everybody's saying he the clear out guy, he ain't supposed to get these amount of targets and all that and such and or whatever. If that's the case, you might go a couple games where you don't get targeted because you got so much attention on you that it's not smart to throw you the ball. Because if I do, I'm putting it in harm's way, which is what you do when you come out of a break, when you come off the snap fast, but come out the break slow, and the ball goes sailing past your goddamn head.
Or if you do throw it to me, you overthrowing or underthrowing it.
He did that too.
Okay.
Listen, y'all. Accountability ain't that hard to understand. Whoever got skin in the game, you hold them accountable to that. And all I'm saying is, if we keep using the same goddamn argument with Kyle Pitts, with he the clear out guy, it don't matter. It don't matter. If Kelsey is the clear out guy, how come Kelsey still considered a big or big producing tight end? I know everybody gonna say, well, they ain't got no receivers in Kansas City. They used to have Tyree Hill once upon a time ago, and Travis Kelsey was still revered as the top tight end in football.
If you're looking to get that's why all the receivers come
I got an
there and got
argument
there
for
and be
that.
successful though, because Kelsey
I
take
got an
away the
argument.
defense from them.
The thing is this, bro. It ain't just about the numbers. This is why I started out this Kyle Pitts conversation with saying that everybody's perception of why he's here and the arguments that's being made of why he's here is wrong. He is not here to be Julio Jones' replacement. He is not here to give you the numbers and the production that Julio Jones gave you. That I don't know why that continued to be an argument that's trying to be made with absolutely nobody, because nobody's arguing that, except for maybe a handful of people in some damn backroom chats. You got to look at what's in front of you. You keep making the argument where he's the clear out guy. Y'all need to understand that he's still giving you 600 some yards being the clear out guy. That's good. That's good for a tight end. What about in the red zone? What about in the clutch moments?
But that ain't his fault.
That's
That ain't
why
his
I
fault.
said, no, listen. If I saw him drop balls in the end zone in the fourth
Got,
quarter, I
got an
saw
argument.
that. I saw that. I saw him lollygagging all into the damn end zone in Tampa Bay and almost get a damn touchdown brought back. I saw that happen. This ain't shit that I'm
Who?
just guessing and
How
making
many?
up.
How many
These
times you
things
seen him
happen.
drop balls, Blackberry? Everybody drop
I
balls. How many times have
in
you
the
seen
It,
him
end zone.
drop balls?
Listen, bro, you can't do it. If you 6'7", you supposed to be the mismatch with linebackers and safeties. You can't
Did
be dropping
Julio
balls
not
in the
drop the
end
ball
zone.
against Philadelphia? Did
He
Julio
sure
not drop the
did.
ball in the end zone against Philadelphia?
He sure
Oh,
did.
okay. That's what I'm
He
talking
dropped a
I
about.
got
wide
Everybody
he dropped
drop
a
balls,
wide
bro.
open ball
Blackberry.
too.
I got an argument, Blackberry. I got an argument on that end zone. Now we seen him try to take a ball against Kansas City, so we know a motherfucker capable of in the red zone. In the end zone to do what he do. We also watched our offensive coordinator take him out on 4-quarter drives, put our blocking tight end in, who's used for blocking, going out doing shit what we should have Kyle Pitts to do. A lot of that shit falls on the OC, not on Kyle Pitts.
Drop balls don't fall on the OC.
You taking a 6'6" guy out and you putting a blocking nigga in. Ain't
But
this the
when you
whole
had him
purpose
in
of having
cause,
him?
cause when you had him in there, he didn't do what a 6'6" nigga ought to do.
Shit, maybe because the quarterback ain't looking at him.
That
It's, it, it,
that was the
it's
case
been
sometimes
multiple
too.
games where this man was not targeted.
I can agree with y'all all day long till I'm blue in the face that he still should have got the ball thrown to him. But it don't discount from the fact that he got caught slipping a few times. And when you get caught slipping, you lose trust. It's just how it is.
I agree. I agree.
But I'm not making
So Patrick Mahomes ain't
wait a minute,
caught
wait a minute.
nobody calling him.
Let's stay right there. Let's stay right there.
I'm
Because
agreeing.
I'm not
I'm
I'm
agreeing.
not making the argument. I'm not making an argument that Kyle Pitts is a bust. I'm not making the argument that Kyle Pitts is not capable of doing what we need a tight end to do. I'm not making the case that Kyle Pitts ain't needs to give us Julio Jones number, whatever the case. I'm not making none of them. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the criticism that he received from me is enough to say that you got some skin in the game for why you didn't get the ball thrown to you. You can't get caught slipping. You can't be doing shit that's considered unprofessional. Because even the one that they trying to say he need to be playing like Julio Jones, even he say that he gonna give you everything on every play as long as he on the field. So it ain't about how many targets you getting. It's about being professional. And listen, I can care less how many targets he get. I don't care if Kyle Pitts come out of every game with 20-some yards with 3 catches. If those 20-some yards and them 3 catches came, at least one of them came in the end zone, I'm happy with that. Give me an end zone target and catch every game average. Give me that. Give me that every game. I don't give a fuck what you goddamn or do after that.
So why are we blaming him for not getting the ball in the end zone when our coordinator wasn't designed and
We're
played
not
for him to
blaming
get the
him.
ball in the
We
end zone?
holding him accountable for why. We're not blaming him. We holding him accountable for his skin in the game. And see, people want to take
He dropped
that
one
account.
ball in the end zone, Blakberry. One.
Now I seen him drop 2.
He dropped one, bro.
I seen him drop 2 in the same game, and one is
Last year.
and one is enough. Yeah, last year.
No, he dropped one ball, though.
And
in
one
the
is
end zone.
enough.
He got to be
I don't know what you
given
looking at
the
that is.
opportunity, bro. He ain't given the opportunity. But you right. He got to be better. He do. He said that himself. But we can't hold all the goddamn hold all the blame on him from his goddamn
Did
lack
I
of
do
shit
that?
he had going on.
Did I hold all the blame on him?
I'm saying it seems like that's what folk doing.
No, it seems like that's what folk doing because don't nobody want to hold him accountable. That's why it seems that way. When I done stated right here on this live just now that he still should have got targeted when he was open. That still was not a good excuse for Kirk Cousins not to throw him the ball. I just said that on the live. But because I'm also saying, but he still got something to do with why he didn't get the ball thrown to him. Yeah, it go back to me putting all the blame on him. That's what done happened with the whole, he got to give us Julio Jones production. Who said that? Who said that? Maybe we just want Kyle Pitts to go out there and be professional enough to where he do his job 100% of the time and not just 80% of the time. And when he get caught slipping, everybody want to look past it because why we picking on old Kyle Pitts? If I can say Ray McCloud needs to learn how to pick his goddamn feet up a little bit, goddamn more on kick return, then you can goddamn say Kyle Pitts needs to goddamn give it all on every play. Come out on the damn break hard. Which is why he ain't wide receiver, because he don't know how to do that. So yeah, I trade the shit out that motherfucker right now. Because my criticisms on him, I don't think a lot of the league done picked up on him yet. And I think he holds a whole lot of trade stock and value. I want an interior defensive lineman that's gonna make this defense a sure thing. In my opinion, because that's my opinion. But I think that's all we missing as far as a sure thing go on defense. We get a defensive lineman that already done cut his teeth in the league. Come on.
What you trading them for?
An interior defensive lineman like Quinn Williams or somebody. I take a Quinn Williams. I take almost anybody they got in Pittsburgh. I take almost anybody they got in Buffalo. I take almost anybody they got in Denver.
Will that stop the growth of our young bulls we got now?
I don't care. I'm trying to win a championship. We young enough. We young already. And no, it don't stunt their growth. They're gonna be playing next to somebody that can show them how to get it done in the league. They need that's what they need to see. They need that example. They ain't had that example. You can't just be a talk or somebody that can talk a good game. You got to be somebody that walk the talk. They ain't had that. We ain't had that at defensive tackle in a long time. Grady Jarrett, God bless him, but we might have overrated the dude all this time. We might have done that. That's like all us fault. Because we all did it. Not to say Grady wasn't productive, because Grady gave us hustle. Grady gave us heart. And he came up big at times. That's why we kind of did overrate him a little bit as a fan base. Because he did come up in big moments. He might not have had a big game, but he would come up in big moments. And that's all I'm saying. I want to see all the Kyle Pitts come up in big moments more like you did in that Washington game. And I knew, well, you got to get the ball thrown to him. Nigga, give him a reason to throw you the ball. Give your quarterback a reason to throw you the ball. Let him see you blocking somebody out their damn cleats. Let him see you running hard on every play. Let him see that. Y'all motherfuckers done got quiet as fuck. And why the goddamn room been so goddamn light today?
My bad, I was working.
Like, this damn room
How
been
many
light as
folks? How
fuck.
many folks watching?
I'm trying not to let y'all hear these goddamn profane.
Now you
How many
good.
folks? How many folks you got watching, Blakberry?
Shit, it say 6. It say 6 now.
Oh, that's why the goddamn chat ain't popping. I'm like, what the hell? Why they
Yeah.
ain't
Y'all know the day
It,
first of the
it,
month. I know it.
chatting?
and ain't nobody in the damn, ain't nobody saying shit. Oh, I gotta get it. I gotta crank this truck up.
I mean, I'll let Cal Pitts go if I can get my third round pick back.
Well, shit, you already know you ain't getting no first round back.
But, don't call me crying for him. I really don't want to let him go. Don't call my motherfucking phone if you ain't got no first round on that table.
Man, like I say, like our best bet would be just let him play it out. He on his 5th-year option. If he balling, I mean, you can give him a nice contract because I feel like it's pointless to franchise tag a tight end unless he like George Kittle or Travis Kelce. We know for a fact that George Kittle done gave the 49ers at least 4 1,000-yard seasons.
If you franchise tag him, you finna pay him a significant amount of money more than what he really ought to get paid.
And that's what I'm saying, because it all
Considering
depends
his
on
production.
it all depends on what type of tight end they want for this offense. We can't go off Arthur Smith offense no more. That shit dead and gone. Now we got to go off a 3 wide receiver offense. Is Kyle Pitts what's needed for this offense, or do we got to go with what we got in Charlie Warner and Joshua Simon, or even fucking the dude we got from Houston,
The
QT?
Tegan Quitterano or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
So, if y'all do y'all homework on that boy, he ain't nothing but Kyle Pitts, just an inch shorter. And he got hurt. He got hurt after his rookie year in Houston and got lost in the fold because they decided that they were gonna become a wide receiver of more of a wide receiver based offense.
Because think about it.
And who is
You
this?
got 2 tight ends and don't even use them a lot. They rarely use them.
Exactly.
What tight end y'all just said?
Houston got Dalton Schultz and
And
who else they
Schultz is
got?
a damn good tight end.
But think about how rarely he's used in Houston.
He's really used.
They rather go with the Tank Dell, the Stephon Diggs, and the Nico Collins to get all the yards.
That's right, the wide receivers. That's why if you don't draft Nico Collins in your goddamn fantasy this year, you a dumbass. I'm drafting.
And it's just like now.
Oh man,
Houston,
I'm gonna beat y'all ass again. It don't matter. It don't matter. Who you get drop?
and then like when you look at it, Houston want to back off the passing. That's why Houston went and signed Nick Chubb. They want to run the ball more with Mixon and Chubb to take some of the stress off for CJ Stroud.
Yeah, because they thought CJ Stroud can handle all that load like that. You see what happened when you got there and when you try to put a Joe Burrow got there talk offense out there.
Yeah, but you got to remember though, Houston offensive line this past season, that was our offensive line before we went after Caleb McGarry and Chris Lindstrom.
I think when it come down to scheme,
Hey y'all, so it don't look like Kyle Pitts going to Miami. They just traded with the Giants and got Darren Waller to come out of retirement.
they got Darren Waller to come out of retirement to Miami. What? Boy, this has been
Why the
a
hell
crazy
would you
offseason, bro.
trade
This
John
been
Lou
a
Smith if
crazy
you
fucking
ain't?
offseason.
That was
Why
dumb.
would you trade John Lou Smith if you didn't have a backup plan already, bro? What the fuck?
Contract. It's the contract. John O. Smith got traded
It's
for
the
the
money.
contract.
It's the
Jalen Ramsey
money.
got traded for the contract.
Well,
Just
yeah,
like
I knew where Jalen Ramsey got traded for. He get too damn much money.
think about it. Think about it.
Miami
I'm going
better
to
try
get
to
the
get that
same
Manning boy.
production from Darren Waller that I got from John O. Smith for cheaper money.
Miami about to tank so they can get that Manning boy down there next year.
Man, Miami finna
Doubt
tank,
that.
and don't be surprised if somebody like Bill Belichick gonna be in Miami next year.
It's gonna be Bill Belichick coaching on Manning.
Or could it be Mike Tomlin? Oh, no. You know what? I take back everything I said. If Miami gonna tank for a quarterback, they gonna listen. I take back everything I just said. If Miami gonna tank, they going for offensive minded head coach. They not finna waste no years of their quarterback. It's just like now. If Michael Penix have 2 good years in a row, saying this year and next year, just count Zach Robinson gone.
I been did that. I did that this year.
No, the only reason I ain't gonna say this year because look what happened to Bobby Slowick. Houston had 1 year and then he got fired. So I give Zach Robinson 2 years to show that he can groom Michael Penix, and Zach Robinson gonna have a head coaching job. It's gonna be a team that don't got a quarterback and don't got a system on offense. That's gonna allow Zach Robinson to come in and get his quarterback.
Since you said that, watch for a college team that's looking for a head coach. They're gonna be calling for Zach Robinson, get him off so he ain't gonna be recruit.
Yeah. Now,
Damn.
oh, I'm gonna say it like this: wherever offensive coordinator get Carson Beck next year, watch out.
Fortune Manning playing for his home team.
Carson Beck.
Yes. Okay. Remember what Cam Ward did in that same offense in Miami? I feel like Carson Beck's a better quarterback than Cam Ward.
Man, Carson Beck is a big fucking goddamn disappointment. That's what he is. But he might his game, it can translate to the NFL depending on what team you go to, depending on who his coach is.
Whoa, watch this lob I'm finna throw. Let Lamar Jackson not perform and do what he's supposed to do. Don't be surprised if Stetson Bennett or Carson Beck end up in Baltimore.
They're gonna go back to a Joe Flacco style quarterback with Carson Beck.
Think
I
about it.
don't see that happening.
Think about it. If Lamar Jackson does not do what he's supposed to do, because then he can get ready to come up on the end of his contract. He signed a contract in 2020.
I think I thought they gave him like an extension or
Well, I
something.
thought he just recently got a contract.
Yeah, he just recently got an extension.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he ain't going nowhere.
Hey, but sometimes you never know.
Yeah, cause they can still trade away with him. It's a tradable contract, I think.
Next, think about it. I believe this right here. The last year guaranteed money from the first contract. It's been about 4 or 5 years since he signed.
Yeah.
Then they
Well,
giving you weapon after weapon after weapon. Oh, we ain't got no running game. We give you one of the top 3. We ain't got no wide receiver, but how many Hall of Famers that they gonna give you?
yeah. All right, man. We're gonna go around the horn, man. We're gonna give our lag goodbyes. Y'all say whatever you want to say. Get on that system. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up, man. Go ahead, Georgia, Georgia
Man,
Texas
you ain't
boy.
even say shit about the Hulk, bro. What's up, bro?
Oh yeah, the Hawk. Oh yeah, well, hey, let's talk about the Hawks real quick.
Let me go and get my last say so. Let me go and get my last shit out. I ain't talking about no goddamn Hawk.
Hey, we can say the Hulk, so they don't want to talk about the
Say,
Hulk. Let them get their
nah,
man.
it's just me. I'm from Dallas. I only thing I fuck with Atlanta is the
Dallas,
Falcons.
he'll Dallas
Yep.
Mary fan. Go
Hey,
ahead.
goddamn
Go ahead,
right.
Jay Holla.
My last thing, I got a bone to pick with you and Big Will. I've been trying to say this shit for the longest. Say, man, we're gonna have that them lost books topic.
Oh yeah, we do need to talk about that.
Yeah.
I'm still early in my journey.
Uh-huh.
I'm definitely open to talking about it, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm still early in my journey, so I got a lot more research and homework to do.
Okay.
But I'm very much open to talking about it. That's something we got to come. We got to really like plan for that one because that got to
What
be
you talking
something
about?
that's carefully. That got to be something that's carefully organized, carefully thought out. The
Tampa.
lost books of the Bible, not lost books, but the
Just a
uh
conversation in that area.
yeah
Or about the
yeah.
truth or whatever.
This one thing I can say for those who don't know the Bible or do know the Bible, the TV series Chosen on Prime. That's a hell of a series, man.
Excuse me.
That's a
I'm gonna
hell of a
check it
series.
out. I'm
It
gonna
goes
check
from
it
the
out.
beginning of when Jesus met Mary with Magdalene and James and John and Simon and Andrew. It go all the way back. And right now, I think season 5 talking about the Last Supper.
Okay.
I'm gonna check it out. I'm glad you just put me on to that. All right,
What
Will,
he
what you
what he
want to
say?
talk about with these hosts?
Chosen.
What he say?
He say check out
Chosen.
Chosen on Prime TV, Prime Video.
Chosen.
Yo, Chosen.
Oh, okay.
But what you want to talk about with these
We
hosts
close
though?
out. You ain't got to talk.
All right,
We ain't
cool.
got to talk about the house no more.
All right, good. I'm ready to go. All right, who else want to say something? Somebody else give you final word.
All right, man. Y'all
Larry,
already know. You
Georgia
already
Texas
know,
boy.
man. It's your boy Georgia, Texas, boy. My final words. Hey, man. I'm getting everything into working, man, to get my podcast jumping off the ground, man. I got a few more
Okay.
tweaks, a few more stuff to do, man. I just signed up for my StreamYard the other day, so I'm just getting all my ducks in a row, man. I'll be ready here pretty soon.
Shit, that what's up, boy. That's what we need. I'm telling y'all, man, Georgia Texas boy. This boy, the way he retained information, I ain't seen nothing like it before. I'm gonna tell y'all like that right now. I
Hey, yeah,
ain't
you
seen it
already
like
know.
that before.
Rise up, man. The new era here, and you already know, Blakberry. Whenever
Yeah,
you
I
drop the
know,
link, I'm
bro.
on, man. I'm on, big dog.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate all the love, and I'm there for everything you do. Trust me. Um,
Yeah,
Larry,
what I
what you
forgot
got,
about
Larry?
old boy? What the name? His podcast.
Uh,
What the old boy? Damn, what the name is?
who that? Ooh, somebody else got a podcast?
Yeah, the one you told get a podcast, man. He always used to show up on your. Damn, why I can't think about his name right now?
Ooh, Ken Richie.
Yeah, I can't find his podcast, dog. I tried to find the thing so I can
I think he
subscribe to
he
it. I
had
can't
put a,
find it.
he put a link in. He had put a link in the last line on the red pit. He put a link in that chat. If you go to that chat for the last line for the red pit, he put it in there toward the end of the show.
Yeah,
It
I
should
got
it
to
should
go
be in
on.
there in that chat. I'm gonna go on
Yeah,
there and I'm gonna figure out how to use the community tab shit, and I'm gonna put it in my community tab. I gotta learn how to do that shit though.
Larry, go ahead and give your last word, brother.
You there, Larry? Larry, you there? Hey, Larry. You there, Larry?
Larry gone. Hey, but y'all can find me with Georgia Rebo on everything, man. Get me on everything Atlanta sports on Wednesday nights. On the usual, but you know this the off season, so I just go. If we got some dude pop up, I'll pop up and do some shit. But yeah, man, y'all just make sure y'all go check out some of the content I got over there to pay. Y'all ain't make sure y'all like, share, subscribe over there. See what the hell we got going on.
Yeah, boy. And this will be the last time I put Kiki Palmer in the damn title, because apparently that turned a lot of people away from the damn show today.
Yeah, ain't nobody want to talk about her.
The hell with goddamn Google Trends and what it talking about. There's nobody want to talk about damn Kiki Palmer today. But even though I wasn't talking about her, she just part of the conversation. But y'all make sure y'all do what it do, man. Y'all hit that like button, that subscribe button, all that good stuff, man. Pay attention to the scrolling ticker at the bottom of the screen as well, because real soon here, and I mean really soon, it ain't gonna say stay tuned. The site gonna be dropped. I'm closing in on a date to drop this site, but y'all make sure y'all stick around for the promo at the end, because before I drop that site, I'm gonna give away some free shit. And like my boy Knight Rider love to say, everybody love free shit. So make sure you stick around for the promo at the end, so you can see how you can win some free shit from your boy Blakberry. And I promise I am giving away to you. Regardless of what other motherfuckers want to say, Blakberry ain't really giving that away. Yes, fuck I am. And I promise you I am. And just like Drew Hill say, I never made a promise that I didn't keep. I didn't keep. Catch me on the flip side. Home team. Home team. What's happening, home team? This your boy Blakberry Rex coming to let you know about the summer giveaway that we're having with the home team with Blakberry. That's Blakberry, no C. It's the K. If you want to be a part of this giveaway, have a chance to win some free stuff, you got to go to Instagram and subscribe to Blakberry Rex on Instagram and enter the raffle for your chance to win.